Hey, welcome back, everybody. Garrett Anderson here. Thank you for joining our weekly webinar series. I'm the Director of Marketing at Contract Furnishings Mart. Today, we're switching gears a little bit. We've been talking a lot about product. Today, I want to talk about process, how you can work with CFM, the services that we offer, and what we can do to make your experience the best possible. So, first impressions, here again, we're in our Tigard showroom. It can be a little overwhelming. And that is not surprising. We have a ton of options, the largest selection here in the Northwest. And so it can be a little intimidating, but that's why we have great team members like Tanja here with us to help you through that process. So Tanja, again, is going to help us kind of go through the general steps in the selection and purchase process with CFM and kind of some tips and tricks on how we can make it the most fun as possible. Because It should be fun, right, Tanja?
It should absolutely be fun. Yes,
okay,
this is a fun process.
So when a customer comes in, and most of the day we're working with the end user, the homeowner.
Yes.
And we'll talk a little bit about our wholesale approach later, but most of our interactions are with a homeowner trying to find solutions. So what should a customer expect when they first walk in here?
When you first walk into our showroom, like you said, it can be a little overwhelming. And that's what we're here for. Most homeowners come in with at least an idea of what they want their finished project to look like. Mm-hmm. And they walk in and they go, oh my gosh, look at all this stuff. How am I ever going to narrow it all down? And that's where we come in. We're kind of like a tour guide and a shopping assistant for you.
Right. Because, we get trained here on a weekly, if not daily basis on all these products. And so Absolutely. As far as coming to working with a professional, we know how to navigate this. So you're right. We are kind of a tour guide to help you narrow down selections to your end goal.
Absolutely.
So a lot of it is on the education side of things, right? It's not just looking for something pretty.
You bet, because there's a lot of details that go behind these beautiful products, They have to be set properly, mm-hmm. finished properly. There's a lot that goes into this, and products change every single day. And as professionals, we train with the vendors and with the products to make sure that when your contractor has questions, we have answers.
And we are very much a team approach, right? We're not paid on commission. Our entire staff is available to help as much or as little as you need. So some people come in and they do just want to kind of get their bearings and see what's out there and flip boards for a while, whereas
Sure.
others really need a little bit more help flipping through those boards, asking questions, etc. And so we always want them to be sure that they know everyone's available to help.
Absolutely.
You're not stuck with the first person that says hi to you. Or have to work with that person if they're not here. Really, anybody's available to help, right?
Sure, and we all have our strengths,
mm-hmm.
We each like, working with different products and things like that. And what the great thing about not being on commission is we support each other. If we have questions or we need an extra eye or whatever, we're all here to help each other, and that makes it a more pleasant experience for
Very
everyone.
Cool. So why don't we pretend like we're just getting started. Say I need a backsplash. I'll tell you a few things about the project, and mm-hmm. then you'll take me somewhere. Like, what would that look like?
Sure, absolutely. When you come
us.
in, follow us. Yes, absolutely. You come in and we're going to ask you a couple questions. We're going to say, what's your house look like? What is your vision for what this project is going to be? And it could be as simple as just switching out your backsplash, or we could be gutting that whole kitchen and starting from scratch. We deal with all of those. But as you can see, there's lots of products, sparklies and stones and all kinds of fun things. Some are customizable. You can mix and match your colors and patterns. Some are, already put together for you so you can see what colors go together. But that's kind of what we're here to do, is guide you through that process, help you pick what you're comfortable with, what's going to show in your home best, and help you put that together.
Nice. And again, so there's tons of options, and we have a lot of countertops. We really encourage you to kind of take the showroom space and treat it as your own. So mm-hmm. make a mess, pull stuff, throw it on the floor, walk on it.
Yeah.
Test it out, really.
Absolutely.
And a lot of these are going to be going home with you probably that same day.
Sure. We check out everything except our tile and countertops and cabinet.
Yeah. So say, we pull a few things here. We have some different color options that we're liking, snap photos. A lot of these, as Tanja mentioned, we'll send you home with that same day, because ultimately we want you to see this in your own lighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You probably don't have this same beautiful lighting
I bet not.
At your own home. And so we want to make sure it works with all of your decor. Mm-hmm. A lot of these we'll check out and just ask that you bring it back in a couple days, but there are some specialty pieces like tile that don't really check out well. And so we can order your own cut pieces that are yours to keep at no charge, which is really nice. So you can take it to the paint store or wherever else you're going on down the road in the project, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Just make sure you really love your products before you.
Absolutely. And so that speaks to, this is not something that you should expect to make selections for a whole home in one day.
Oh, no, this is a process.
What are those steps in the process? I mean, are we talking about ordering samples? Those usually take about a week, and then check those out, see if they work, maybe try again?
Sure, absolutely. You know, some people have done a lot of research before they came in. They come in with an idea, and they can put that look together pretty quickly. But other people come in and they need input, they need questions asked, and it takes them a little bit longer. And that's perfectly fine. We're happy for the back and forth process and making your selections. You know, this is a large investment most times, and so, you know, we expect it to take a few trips back and forth to narrow down your selections.
And there's never any pressure here either.
Never.
You know, again, we're not paid on commission. We never have a sale, so don't feel like you're going to miss out on a deal, you know, if you don't purchase right now. We understand that's a process, and we want to give you our best price every day of the week.
Absolutely.
So, what are some things that maybe a customer could do ahead of time that could help out?
So we have this great thing, social media, right now. And
heard about that.
Yeah, it's pretty useful. So Pinterest, House, these are all websites where people have gone on and put together their projects and their looks, put in pictures. All of these vendors are going to have sites on Pinterest and House so you can see their products installed and used. It gives homeowners a visual, you know, allows them to be able to see what that finished product will look like rather than just seeing a little piece of it in a showroom. And then once they go through that process and they bring us, you know, their picture and say, this is my vision, and then we start working on all the bits, parts, and pieces of that vision, and it just makes it easier. Most of these vendors also have a really cool thing on websites now called a room visualizer.
Which we have on our website too.
Absolutely, links to our room visualizers. And you can take a picture of your own kitchen and then put the products into it.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's photoshopped, so not perfect, but it gives you a nice visual, you know.
Yeah, those visuals certainly help. There are some great tools on our website, some design tools. There's a lifestyle quiz and a style quiz, so you can figure out really what type of products you're going to need based on your maybe activity level in your home. If you have kids and pets and whatnot, you're going to be beating it up, or it's a little bit more low key. And figure out some of the colors. And you mentioned earlier, don't be afraid to work with a designer too. It's not a giant investment. It might just be a little bit of help you need to create a color palette.
I mean, absolutely. We know some fantastic designers. We work with them every single day. And, you know, I think people get scared when you say, hey, maybe you need a designer to help you out, but it could be as simple as just getting a color palette, you know, a jumping off point, you know, and you don't have to work with that designer through the whole process, but just to get you started. Or you might decide that, you know, this is a big kitchen remodel and you really need some professional assistance, and that designer can save you from making critical mistakes that you might regret later on. So don't be scared, you know, ask us, we'll refer designers.
Yeah, ultimately our goal is just to make sure that you love the spaces and the products that you get. And so, you know, whatever little tips and tricks I think are very useful.
Right. You're probably not going to remodel your kitchen in another 6 months. So, you know, let's get it right the first time.
That's true. Most people have either never done a remodel or come in, or haven't done one in 8 to 10 years. So,
absolutely.
You know, whereas we do this every day, it can be pretty foreign to someone else.
You bet.
So, okay, so say we say, you know, we made all our selections. What does the ordering process look like?
Sure. So the most important part is your contractor, who you're working with, who is going to take these selections and put them in and apply them to your project, right? That's very important. So at CFM, that's an important part, right, that we know your contractor, and then we use his account or her account, their account, to purchase your products. So that's a critical part that you need to know.
Yeah, that is important. I mean, we are a wholesale company. We have we ultimately make every sale through a contractor, designer, builder, remodeler, real estate professional's account. And so we're working really hand in hand with them on the communication side. we'll make selections, but we also want to make sure that it functions on the job site too.
Absolutely.
And our dreams are actually going to be able to become a reality.
Absolutely. We need to know things like substrate and, how many lineal feet of trim we're going to need and things like that.
Right.
That's the part that they provide to us that, we're not on the job site, so we can't do that part.
Gotcha. And all of these products are special order.
For the most part, yes, they are. There are so many products out on the market right now that our showroom really allows you to be able to see a cross-section of all the new patterns and designs and colors and textures. And so these are special order products. We don't keep them on a shelf in the back. We order them especially for you and your project in the quantities that you're needed. So then things like die lots and run numbers and things like that are consistent throughout your project.
Right.
These are all important things.
Yeah, that is important. It's not something we're trying to influence you to purchase that we have stocked on a shelf out in the back, that we have an inventory we're trying to clear out. We're always looking for the perfect solution for whatever your project entails, trying to solve those problems for you. And so everything is made to order specifically for you. It doesn't mean that there's a guy making specifically your tile, but
Sure.
they pull these specifically for you in those quantities. So we do want to make sure that they're accurate, because
Absolutely.
we really can't return any excess.
That's correct. Yeah,
Okay.
It's a different process.
What are ETAs looking like these days?
Yeah, that's the way of the world right now, right? It's best not to be in a hurry right now. That being said, if you are in a hurry, we can find solutions. Let's just make sure that we communicate that is the goal, that we have a deadline, because we all know that sometimes we still need to get things quickly, and we still can do that. But it's best to understand that there are some delays right now, delivery delays, supply chain delays, things like that. And so we just need to be aware and communicate. And that's what we're working on right now, is making sure that we communicate lead times, whether or not something's going to be available, all the bits, parts, and pieces are going to be available. So, it's a communication process right now.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, if you need something quickly, there's things that are stocked in Portland or Seattle, West Coast somewhere, have really quick turnaround times.
Yeah.
Those tend to be a little bit more consistent these days.
For sure.
It's the stuff that's transferring from the East Coast or is more specialty made-to-order products that might take a little bit longer than we're normally accustomed to.
Absolutely. And we're pretty well versed in what those products are. We communicate with our vendors on a daily basis on how things are looking and how things are becoming available. So, we really are staying on top of that.
Once we get all this stuff, these are ultimately going to be arriving at one of our 12 warehouses, right?
Absolutely.
And if we could show you that today, it's hustle and bustle back there. These guys are receiving pallets and pallets, turning them around, consolidating multiple orders into one convenient package for pickup. And then a lot of times the stuff goes out the same day. And there's automatic email notifications that go out, so we kind of keep you apprised of what's in, what's still on order, when we should have something soon. But the turnaround time out there is pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's the part that most people don't see, is the behind the scenes and really how much wonderful support we have at CFM with our warehouses and our office staff and people like that, who really do work hard to make sure that they're communicating with your contractor on any kinds of delays or back orders or anything like that. And of course, as soon as product comes into our warehouse, we're communicating that it's available, this is here, so they can get started if they need to. Communication is key.
Very much so. Okay, so all this stuff goes into a home and turns out beautifully. What happens next?
So beautifully. So what happens next, hopefully, is that you send us pictures of your completed project, because we love to see those pictures. We spend time, we invest, we take it kind of personally when we work with people on their projects, and we sure do love to see what that looks like, in the end, in your home. And I thrive off of my clients saying, I love it. It's better than I could have ever expected. I need
that is
to
the best
hear
medicine,
that.
right? No,
Absolutely.
and truly, it is much more of a personal process that we're very proud of to be a part of. It's certainly not transactional. We do have a vested interest in how this turns out. We want to make sure that it works well for you and you can live on it and love it for years and years to come. So don't hesitate to tag us on social media or certainly email us some photos because we'd love to see how this stuff turns out.
Please do, yes.
Any other tips or tricks for somebody coming in and working with CFM for the first time?
I know it feels overwhelming when you first walk in, but we are here to help you. And I know that we look like busy little bees running around like our heads are chopped off, but I promise you that we do have time for you. And just ask us. We're here to help.
Right. No matter how crazy it is out there, this should be an enjoyable journey.
Calm.
For everybody. Very calm, very cool, collected. And again, we want you to enjoy it. So that's a little sneak peek about how working with CFM goes. A little update on some of the ETAs and things to expect so that there are no surprises when you come in. We do look forward to the opportunity to earn your business and hope to see you all soon. If you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out. And until next time, take care, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Tanja.
Thank you.